Hey guys, my name is Brianna Jolie. I am a tarot card reader, an Akashic record reader, and a spiritual teacher here on YouTube and my blog. If you want to check out more of what I do, I will leave my links in my bio. Moving on with the video, I have a really exciting announcement to share with you. And yeah, here we go. So, drum roll, I don't know. But okay, so I am creating my own tarot card deck. I'm so excited. So I first had this thought of making a tarot deck, I believe it was April. I did tarot card readings for myself for a while. I'm very well versed in tarot. And when I started to work with a lot of clients, using other people's decks has been really amazing for me. I feel like they connect with them really well. But it really burned a fire within me to have something of my own to share with them as I read for other people. Something that was almost so seamless for me to connect with, a deck of my own that I understood the artwork because I created it, or that was a part of me, to bring another element or even a more sacred and special readings that I could give to other people and something I could truly give to myself. And it wasn't even the thought that I wanted to make a tarot deck that came out first. It was exactly the type of tarot deck I wanted to create, the theme. That was what spewed out of me. So it wasn't a case of me wanting to make a tarot deck and then thinking and sitting on what kind. I already knew what kind, and the fact that it needed to show up as a tarot deck was really important and strong for me. So strong that I began writing for it that night. So the, I guess, channeled creation of this tarot deck was me needing to put out in the world a tarot deck specifically about wolves. Kind of niche, kind of, I know a little like specific, but it is something very near and dear to my heart, is teaching people spirituality through instincts. And I believe the most instinctual creatures on this planet are wolves. And they've really helped me connect to my spirituality. Many people know me for wolves. They are part of my spirit. I have wolf guides that follow me in many occasions and have been with me since I was born. So it made a lot of sense. It's very near and dear to me, and it might be niche, but I know it's gonna help a lot of people, which is why it needed to be created. The second thing that I did when I felt this creation and I started writing was, well, to make sure that a wolf tarot deck already didn't exist, or one that I felt was already made in the way that I needed, or something that I would work with already. So I did a little Google search, wolf tarot cards, I couldn't find any. And it really, like, I was like, what? I know there's a lot of animal tarot decks. I know there's sea animal tarot decks, and I know that there are some tarot decks that are specifically niche to a certain theme. Some of the animal ones are very broad, but they can be a little niche. I've seen it a few times, and I was honestly really surprised that no one's made specifically a wolf tarot deck before. Wolves are very spiritual animals, so I thought maybe someone in the community felt the call, but it's me. That's why I'm here, to do many things, but this being one creation that I truly put out into the world. I am a writer, I am a poet in a sense, and I am actually a trained artist. I went to school for art. So a lot of these natural or learned gifts of mine really help and work out perfectly for a creation like this. And I do want to leave the world with a creation, a handheld thing that people can use to better themselves. So going into the next steps of this, so I've been working the last 3 months on writing the entire booklet, the meanings for every single card. And if you know tarot, there's 78 cards. That's a lot of writing and work to do, but I've been doing it, and I've been dedicated enough and have been blessed enough to have enough time on my plate. My full-time job as a teacher, so with COVID in the summer, I've had a lot of time on my hands to really commit and put all of my work into this. And it was something I wanted to have fully complete before I went back to work, so that I would only have to consider publishing and then actually putting it out there into the world and advertising. So yes, over these past 3 months, I've been making the tarot deck, I've been writing every single card, and I've been helping to illustrate it. Now, I did hire a graphic designer and one of my closest friends who I went to college with to work on this project with me. I do more of my illustrations or paintings by hand. I'm not the most well-versed with digital, so I knew that in order for this creation to be printed properly, for the structure and layout to be smooth, I would need some help. So I reached out to her and she has been so amazing to work with. And if you want to make a tarot deck and you're not already a graphic designer, you might want to reach out to one and make sure that it's someone that can tell your story and can tell your story through especially artwork. Because she's a close friend of mine, she can pick my brain and really understand, I guess, my vibe, my essence that I wanted to reflect into this tarot deck. And the whole vibe and feel of this tarot deck is wolves first, showing their spirituality through instincts, learning from these instincts and wisdom of what wolves can share with us, and also more of an earthy feel to this tarot deck. In the spiritual community, we're a very diverse group. I feel like a lot or a good chunk of spiritual people tend to be in the realm of like super magical mystic realm, where I see a lot of like the color palettes of like purples and pinks and stars and things like that, if you can think of other decks you've seen before. And I feel like tarot especially is missing a lot more of minimalist decks. There are some on the market, but I feel like there needs to be more put out there. And I'm much more of an earthy, watery person, so I feel like if I was to put out a deck, I'm not going to go against my own interest or style per se. So this deck is going to be very neutral toned, simple line work, minimalist, and obviously around the themes of wolves and the wisdom and spiritual lessons that they have to share with us in the form of cards. So once I kind of got the vibe for the deck, I hired my artist and I began writing. Basically how I began starting it was structuring it. I knew what my 4 suits were going to be, and they are going to be different than typical pentacles, wands, etc. from what you're used to seeing in traditional tarot decks. They are going to be different, but they are going to be aligned with the elements like a traditional deck should be. And I'm going to leave it to you to see the deck when it's actually produced, what those different suits are, because it's special and different, and it has to do with basically different archetypes of wolves. Then I had to think about every single one of the major arcana cards and how they would show up. And similar to the suits, it shows different archetypes of wolves, big stories as I wrote and told the story of this deck, really. Yeah. I will share with you the title of this deck because it is currently being trademarked, and it is called the Wild Wolf Tarot, created by me and my illustrator, whose name is Jessica Tompkins. I'll leave her link below as well. In the story of this booklet and my deck, we see young wolves, we see old wolves, we see alphas, betas, pups, and how each of them in the family kind of work together as a community, or I kind of envision them as a collective, and how they serve one another and how they serve the community and how they serve themselves and connect with their divine spirit and the messages that they share with us. So yeah, I shared with you a bit of the themes, some of the elements to be included, how I got started with this, and exactly where I'm at now is I finished all the thumbnail drawings for my illustrator, Jess, and I've completely finished writing and editing the book myself. And now within these next 3 months, because I do plan to publish it, self-publish it in fall 2020. So yeah, now I'm down the road of self-publishing, which is odd and a little bit anxiety filling, because if I was just to reach out to a publisher, a lot of the workload would be taken off my shoulders. but it's something that I do want to try myself, and I'm gonna stick with it. It's self-publishing route, and if anything changes, it changes. But for now, I'm really excited to take leadership in that. Right now, I've been talking to different printers because, in all honesty, I want to make this deck for not only me, but for people, and to have it be nice. I'm putting so much work into it. I don't want it to be printed on something flimsy or not worth the artwork that me and Jess have put into it, or even the words. It really truly deserves the heart and soul that's gone into this to be printed on something worthwhile. So I'm trying to work with a lot of US printers. We all know that China printers are a lot less expensive. If it's within me and I crowdfund enough, I'll be able to do that. I'll be able to print it, and I would be more than happy to print it in the US. And again, if things change, but I will keep everyone aware with how it is. Regardless, I'm not going to settle for anything less than really, really great quality for you if you're purchasing this deck. And yeah, so stay tuned. We're trying to get it printed in fall so that we can have it out before the holidays, and people can enjoy it or gift it to other people. Yeah, I feel like that's pretty much it I have for now. I don't want to spoil too much. It's really something for you to explore and feel yourself. If I do have updates, I'll be back here to share them with you. Thank you for listening. This is the first time I'm fully going in depth about really what I've been creating behind the scenes these past couple of months. And I'm really excited for it to be published. It makes me giddy. It really does. So I know I'm in the right place regardless. And yeah, if you want to keep up with the journey, I have a separate Instagram account with a few of my written words already in there. It's at the Wild Wolf Tarot. If you want to follow me in more of my spiritual teachings, you can follow my personal account at Brianna Jolie. And yeah, I'll keep you up to date. I'm most likely going to be selling on my personal website and possibly Etsy, or from the manufacturer themselves if I do work in the US. All right. I hope you guys have a beautiful, beautiful day. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here and along this journey with me. And I'm excited for this, and I hope you feel called, or if you enjoy wolf art or animal art or elemental art, this would be a nice deck for you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. I'll see you guys next week with more spiritual teachings. And in the meantime, just continue to be you and to follow your instincts. Have a great one.